Hi everybody, welcome back to Chicago Car Club. Today we're going to be taking you around this 1967 Austin-Healey 3000 Mark III Phase 2 BJ8 convertible. This is a really nice car, one of the nicer examples we've seen. We're going to take you around, try and tell you as much as we can so you can put this together with our pictures and our written description and get comfortable with this car. First and foremost, we apologize. It is very cold here and we have not had a window without snow for a little bit. So we had to get this car out in the cold, but it didn't phase it one bit. So we're gonna get around and show you everything. This is a very well documented restoration. This came out of a long time collection. The car originally was sold in Ohio. The original owner, we have all the original title and purchasing records when he bought it. The car then went to the second owner who commissioned the complete restoration of it, nut and bolt, bare metal, and they did a very complete job. It's an original numbers matching engine. It is optioned as an overdrive car. It has the original transmission on it. As you can see here, the original BMC wire wheels are really nice. Tires are in great shape. They're probably a little old just on age, but so you might want to recommend replacing those. But from the lights to the grills, the hardware, the trim, all the way around, this thing is super nice. There are very few blemishes on this car. One of them that we noticed, we'll point out here in a second, is right in the center of the hood. There's a little protrusion dent, not a dent, it actually protrudes up. It looks like somebody maybe at some point closed the hood on something and it poked up in the hood a little bit. It split the paint ever so slightly. There's no touch up on it. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there and we want to point it out. Couple little chips around that headlight, but really a nice clean. This was done in glazerite paint. It's British Racing Green. It's in its original colorway. The interior originally was black on this car. It was switched to tan when they did the project. It was a 12-month restoration. In 1996, I believe it was completed, and the car is, like I said, nut and bolt. This thing was torn down. We have tons of documentation all the way back to photo albums of the car prior to the restoration and all throughout the restoration. We also have the original owner's manual. We have the original warranty cards or booklet. We have the original warranty Protecto plate of sort placard from the dealer and all the registration cards throughout the years. Again, after this car was built, it ended up in the hands of one of our customers' brothers who unfortunately passed away, and he left the car to his brother. And so we're selling it on behalf of our client. This is a consignment sale. This car, a couple things to point out, it has only been driven, as far as we know, under 100 miles a year since the restoration was done, if even. So when we got it, the front calipers were a little sticky on it. We cleaned up the pistons on it just to get them moving freely. There will be a little bit of mechanical, just, oversight on it if somebody purchases it. We did notice too, since we've had it with it running, it leaks some fuel from the front carburetor. Looks like maybe one of the cork gaskets or something, probably just from age, and the fuel has deteriorated and it's leaking on the front SU carburetor at the bottom. But as you can see in the interior, this is super nice. All the switches, lights, turn signals, choke, ignition switches, wipers, everything appears functional on this car. The overdrive switch on the dash, obviously there. And they did a really nice job on this car, which really, if you go through the detailed photo albums on it, you can see a lot. They have pictures of every part on it that was taken apart. The top is black on it, and it does have a tonneau cover for it. As you can see, the carpet's obviously new with the restoration, the mats. You can tell the car really hasn't been driven much since it was restored. Forgive my gloves. In the trunk here, we've got an original tool kit. We've got a handy little knockoff wrench, which is a great thing to have around. Battery with a disconnect switch on it. Mostly complete tool kit. A couple extra tools that look newer, but it's all there. Car runs great. It fires up cold with the pull of the choke, and it holds a nice idle. It revs up well. Really, it's been started pretty regularly. So, you know, as far as the condition of the engine was rebuilt, the trans was rebuilt when they did the work, as far as we understand it. So, as you can see under the hood here, it's super responsive. Holds nice temperature. Obviously, it's cold out, but as you can see, we know they put a new wiring harness in it, which is a nice thing to add. And a lot of parts under the hood are either new or original. So, it is a numbers matching block. The number does match. We do have a certificate on the car, which does match the number to the car along with the gearbox. Take it for a little ride. Can't do much here, but just get it down the road just to show you that it does drive, it shifts, it stops, all those good things, and then we'll get the car up in the air for you and show you around the underside of it. It's got a telescoping steering wheel, which is a factory option, wired wheels, overdrive, and I believe the tonneau cover was another option on it. Feels really good. The clutch feels good. Shifting is nice and smooth. Transmission feels great. As you can see, the steering wheel's in great shape. The lights all function properly. Again, the turn signals work nicely. The horn. And it appears like the dash pad looks like it was replaced. It's super nice. I know they did the dash. It looks like in the pictures you can see that they removed a lot of the old finish off the dash and redid it. Overdrive switch here. Can't really get up to much speed here because there's a lot of snow around and on the ground. This is not the car to be ripping around in the snow. The Smith's gauges are really nice and clean, as you'd expect. I don't think there was a part on this car that wasn't touched when they did the work. Here you can see the lights working. It's sitting here at a nice idle. Tail lights as well. Get you inside, show you the tonneau cover, and then we'll get around the outside with it up in the air so you can get a good feel. Lower edge of the panels, the pinch welds are really nice. Frame super solid underneath. It looks like they started with a pretty nice clean car based on the pictures we saw. And the paint and bodywork is top notch. It really, really looks good. Even being a 30-year restoration, it's very evident that this car did not get a lot of road travel since. As always, we encourage you to reach out, call us, text us, email us, find us on the web, find us on social media anytime. The easiest way to get a hold of me is by text or call at 312-420-3696. Does have a stainless exhaust system on it, which is really nice and still shows in great condition. And we don't notice any, other than the fuel leak, everything else looks pretty tidy and clean underneath. Not a lot of residual oil. We see a lot of new bushings on the suspension, some updated materials there, which look nice. But again, when this was done, everything down to the brake calipers, lines, everything was either replaced or refinished or reworked in some sort. So inside the wheel wells as well, that's under your floor pans, but inside the wheel wells are really nice and refinished in British Racing green. They look really good. There's no hokey rattle can paint anywhere on this car that we can see. Really just done to a top level. And we've got some information on the shop that did it as well. But again, we encourage you to reach out, connect with us however you see fit. You'll see it comes with a lot of documentation here. We've got some great paperwork on this car. Little original drawing, original dealer card, all sorts of original information on the car. Here we have the certificate, which tells us everything about the car and confirms the engine numbers and gearbox numbers. Original appraisals. We've got here original title. This is the second owner on this side, and on this side here we have the original title of the car, which is pretty neat to have with it, along with the paid bill of sale on it, all the registration, a bunch of information on the company that did the build, original manual. We've got the original warranty booklet here. Again, that's filled out. We've got just 2 albums full of pictures. from start to finish on this thing, so it's pretty fun to go through and see the car before it came in for restoration and after. But we look forward to speaking to you, so reach out anytime, 312-420-3696.